Hello guys, welcome to the Easy Studio. Today I'm going to be taking you through the dynamic paint physics. Dynamic paint is a modifier and a physics system that can turn objects into paint canvases and brushes, creating color attributes, images, and all displacements. It is used to create effects like footsteps, raindrops, and waves, and any other thing that you might come up creatively with this kind of feature. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be looking at this, and this is dynamic paint. I am splitting this video into 3 and I'm making it a playlist here on YouTube. So if you want to get the next parts of this video, you're going to need to go to that playlist. I'm going to put the eye in the top right corner of the video. And by the end of this part of the tutorial, we're going to be able to use the dynamic paint very well to create this kind of effect that you're seeing on your screen right now. Dynamic paint has quite a number of things about it. We have waves, displacement, wet paint, and all these can be used to create cool effects, as I'm going to show you in all the tutorials. So in order to use the dynamic paint, you need 2 objects. One object is going to be acting as a canvas and another one as the brush. The canvas is the object that is basically going to be affected by the brush. So, and to deal with dynamic paint, that means you have to be having 2 objects. So at this moment, we shall need to first delete this cube. And press Shift A to add a plane. And let's scale this one in by 2. And after scaling it by 2, we're going to come here to our physics tab and add a dynamic paint to it. And this is going to be canvas. And we're going to click here at add canvas. There is our canvas. So we're going to press Shift A again and add a UV sphere. Then press S to scale it down up to quite a small size like that one. And we're going to add this as a dynamic paint too. And it's going to be the brush, not the canvas. So we come here and select brush. Then we add brush to the settings. So I'm going to come here to the canvas settings, and instead of paint, we have displacement, we have weight, and waves. These all are used to create different effects, but today we're going to be looking at the waves specifically. And the next part of the tutorial, I'm going to be explaining the weight, the displacement, and the paint. So let's start with waves. I'm going to select waves. We're not going to see anything if we play the simulation. That's because we haven't made any animation to it. So I'm going to just come here and click on this auto keying button. And after clicking on it, I'm going to try to move this sphere alongside the X and Y. So to do that, I'm going to press play, then press G and press Shift Z. When I press Shift Z, I lock it on only the X and Y axis, so I'm getting some animation here. Yeah. And I press Enter. So now we have some movement. So now we have an animation, but we're not seeing anything to our canvas. The canvas is not being expected because we need to add some geometry to it. So now when you come to the edit mode and by pressing tab, we're going to subdivide this in the edit mode. So to do that, just right click and select subdivide and come here, increase the subdivision to a good number, like 10 might be good, but let me increase it to about 30. It would give us some good geometry to play with. So I press tab and we go back and I press Ctrl S to save. Now you see that our surface is being affected. So this is the dynamic paint waves. This is how it affects the object that is a canvas. Yeah, that is how cool the dynamic paint waves is. And just to show you some quick settings to each subcommand, make your work more flexible. So I'll talk about a few things you need to, a few settings you can adjust to really get the coolest effects you want with your animation. So here I'm going to start with the canvas, and so if I come here under the surface, we already have surface type as waves, and I'm going to take you through a few settings here. So we have timescale, speed, damping, spring, and smoothness. So I'm going to show you how they work. Starting with the timescale is going to be allowing you to adjust the simulation speed without affecting the outcome. So you can see that this is 1, and if I play it, this is how it acts. But now, if I increase the timescale to 2, and I play it again, you can see that the water is quite of a higher speed, meaning that if you want waves that move at a higher speed, you're going to need to increase the timescale. And if you want a lower speed, you're going to reduce the timescale. The results will be good for you. Let me take the timescale back to 1, and we test another setting, which is the speed. The speed, this would just affect the speed at which waves travel. So here you can see the speed is 1. So let me play it. That is the reaction of it at speed 1. So I bring it back to 0, and I make this speed like 3. If I play it, you can see that the waves are very, very fast. They quickly bounce to the edges, and the simulation is really very, very fast. So if you want fast moving waves, you're just gonna need to adjust the speed at which the waves travel. So I need you to realize a difference between the speed and the time scale. They both kind of deal with how fast the waves behave, but they are quite different. So if I put the time scale at 3 again and reduce the speed, you're going to see that the waves are traveling very fast, but they're really maintaining the simulation outcome. But when I put the scale to 1 and put the speed to 3, you're going to see that back to 3, you're going to see that the waves really at a very high speed that it bounce even at the edges and come back. So it really makes the water surface very messy. So this damping is like, this one basically adjusts how fast the waves disappear, and that depends on the wave strength. So you can see that the damping now is at 0.04. So if I play it, this is how it reacts. So now let me put it at a high number. Let me put it at 1. So putting it at 1 and playing it, you can see that the waves almost don't even move. See? Because they're disappearing at very, very high speed. So if I really reduce it to less than 0.4, let's say 0.001. Yeah. So let me go back and play. You can see that the waves almost don't even disappear. So that means the damping is like can really help you when you're creating your cool effects. So you really need to just adjust it to your liking, and this will really make you animate whatever you want with these effects of dynamic paint physics. So I will take it back to 0.04 as it was initially. So another thing you need to really get in touch with is your spring, and this basically adjusts the speed at which the water level gets back to its normal level, like the 0 level. So let me try high spring here. Let's put it at 1. And now let's play it. You can see that the spring is too high and the water almost doesn't get back to 0 level. So let's put it to a very low spring, 0.001. Play it. You can see the difference. The water gets back to 0 very, very quick. So that's what the spring does. Yeah, we'll get back to this initial spring that was 0.2. So another thing here you need to adjust with the surface, it's the smoothness. So this one is let's adjust the steepness of the waves. So if I try to increase it to like 5 and come and play the simulation, that is what I'm getting. I'm getting a very, very smooth waves. They're not too steep. So if I reduce it, let me reduce it to 0.001. So get back to 0 and play it. you can see that the waves are really very, very sharp. And yeah, that is what this smoothness does. So that was dynamic paint waves, and I hope to see you in the next part of the tutorial of dynamic paint. It's going to be popping up right now on your screen. So please consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content that we produce, and go to the comment section and tell us what you want to learn about Blender. We're going to explain it to you from the basic principles. Until next time, have a nice one.